Jangle. Jangle.
Episode 27, you have now entered the lab with Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama. I have survived my camping trip over the weekend. We will get into that very shortly. Recap personal weekends. We got UFC, Game 7 of the finals being played right now on Monday night. National anthems. Game 5, what'd I say?
Game 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe I'm game 7.
Right? Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I'm wishing and hoping, which this series could easily go Game 7. But
I would.
And then we got some. Yeah, absolutely. Then we got some other random topics this episode, because we did an episode on Tuesday, went out on Wednesday. You know, it's 2 episodes in 6 days, so we don't want to put too much content out, because we want people to make sure they consume
what a
all
great
of it.
episode, though.
It was a great episode, and
What a great episode.
Give me like a quick synopsis about rewatching it back and all that.
Big 6 coming out August 18th. My boy Koryak was in the lab. Kind of just talked a little bit about everything, man. It was good to just have him on screen and talk with us and kick it, because like I said, him and I have always interacted with social media, and just to kind of see how much he loves what, his craft, rapping, how passionate he is about it. We talked about that, all he puts into it, because he said it's a hobby right now. He's not signed, so it's literally all passion and love that he's doing for it right now. And that was good just to see where he gets his inspiration from, how much he loves his Philly sports, how much he loves his family. All that kind of stuff was great, man. Just like I said before, real down to earth, humble dude. I mean, it don't get better than that, honestly.
Yeah, and what I love about what we do is there probably is a point where we could put more effort towards maybe pre-production, but I like that we don't, but it still feels good, genuine, organic, and, real. Because I had, like I mentioned last episode a few times, is I had, problems with my video, and then I was just frustrated the whole episode, and so a couple people told me that it didn't show on the episode, which is great. But I was frustrated.
You did a great job, bro.
Yeah, because
he went off a few times too.
He went off, and we did have to edit that out, which we don't usually edit too much at all, only beginning and end. But I feel like we needed to just clean it up a little bit. But I like that. When we hit play, when you did the intro, I just had met him and talked to him for the first time ever, like 30 seconds before. And it's genuine, because I know what I need to know about him. He knows what he needs to know about us. And we just have a genuine conversation. Little background, and then I could go off his flow and vice versa. So it was good to just have a real conversation. Like, you meet somebody for the first time, I'm asking a genuine conversation, question and answer or whatever. And he's responding back. So that's what we hope to give on this podcast every single time. And I think we did that.
And we've done a good job, honestly, because with Charlie, you've never met Charlie in person. With Steve, nope. I've never met Steve in person. Neither of us have met Corey in person.
Never even met Ben in person. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. We've never met Ben in person. And then with Patrick, I've never met Patrick either. And all our interviews, bro, have been kind of fluid and very, very good, bro. So, hey.
Yeah.
I said it last time. I'll say it again. If you got something you got going on and you want to promote it, you want to talk about it, anything like that, you just DM us. Hop on the pod. Talk some shit. Watch the interviews first, so you can see that we're not just hyping ourselves up or talking any kind of shit. Like, it's legit. So, let us know. We got a long list, but we might push you up if you reach out to us.
We do.
Shoot your shot.
We got a few people pending, and I think what we're gonna do as a podcast and a platform is not that Stanley Cup matters, but NBA Finals. I think after that, there's not much sports going on other than baseball. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try in the month of July, We're going to try to get into more lives, more IG lives, YouTube lives, have different guests on with probably that we don't know much of them about or have, too much in common, but we're going to use it as a platform to change it up. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Little teaser. Next UFC pay-per-view is July 2nd. Israel Adesanya, Jared Cannonier, Max Holloway, Volkanovski, 2 championship fights. Me and my brother usually go live. I'll actually be in South Florida for that card. So him and I will be together doing it. We might even just link up with Ray. Who knows? Who knows? You'll just have to tune in and find out to see what's going on.
That'll be lovely. And if I could project that moving forward, that would be, so we got 27, 28, 29. That'll be episode 30. Ooh, if I'm projecting it out properly. Episode 30, tune in. We'll be in person, and that'll be fun. And to make up for last week, actually, if you watch on YouTube and you understood what I was talking about, my lips were not matching up what I'm talking about. I upgraded this week. I got a green screen behind me. So 2 things. There will be no lag. It looks fluid, and I look way better. I can move my arms, and I don't disappear for it. He has to upgrade soon, and we'll make that production. But I love that as you watch the podcast, you can watch us grow as far as the fluidity, having conversations with each other, but also kind of the production quality goes up as well. So
price of the brick going up.
Yeah. And it's funny because all that's going up, and we still don't have an official sponsor or funding coming in. So once that funding comes in, we'll be a lot better than we are now.
Scary hours
for sure. Part 2, hopefully scary hours for the Nets with Ben Simmons instead of James Harden is a lot better. But before I go into my weekend recap, anything from your end from this weekend? I know UFC, but we'll cover that. But just personally, anything going on in your life?
Man, just really same old, honestly. Still doing the same thing. Just working out. I switched up my routine a little bit to get some kind of change. It's just been hard for me, man, the days I got to take a rest day. And I feel like I'm not doing anything and I'm useless and it's kind of tough, but I got to get over that hump. And
yeah,
I'm good now. I bought a bunch of food. I'm going to start like cooking and learning to meal prep and all that kind of stuff. So that
just being an adult.
Be good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got an Amazon credit card today. Like,
oh yeah, you reached that status, huh?
I just felt like going into another tax bracket type shit, but we'll see. I'm not really going to use it that much because I got other credit cards I got to pay off first, but hey.
Just be careful shopping at Whole Foods if you do, because that shit expensive.
I don't know any Whole Foods near here, so I'm not going to like.
Bro, you walk into Whole Foods, you automatic minimum $50 minimum without trying. You could go to the hot bar by accident, $50.
Yeah, of course.
It's that good and bad, and the Whole Foods by me is pretty good because, off the record, visually, a lot of good-looking people go to Whole Foods. By the one I go to,
that is true.
A lot of people, like, if you're single and you're a dude and you want to, maybe match up with a certain type, a certain tier, just go roam around Whole Foods for an hour. And you might meet your future wife in the produce section.
Hey, you never know.
Hey,
Publix got them too, though. Publix got them too.
Yes, you got to be careful. Publix, Winn-Dixie, hell no. Walmart,
definitely
hell no.
not.
Sorry, sorry if I'm putting a little stereotype or certain people in a bubble or demographics, but let's be honest. We all know what we're talking about.
Walmart, not it.
Target's good one.
You might get beat up at Walmart. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you might catch something, a fade, or a disease. Pause. Well, whatever. All right. So my weekend. So obviously I joked around. I survived camping. Myself, Kelsey, Matt Spo, and Brianna went to Peace River, which is about 2 hours north of South Florida, which we consider Broward County. It was fun. We went out there Friday afternoon, got there Friday night, set up shop. It rained. It rained while we were getting up there and driving, but good thing when we got there, it didn't rain at all. And then on Saturday, it rained literally 75% of the day, which it's all sand there. So like picture, it's a river. Everybody camps out by the river in different lots. We had tents. Obviously, we did it. No generator. No, it wasn't glamping. It was pure camping. It was pretty good. The only I guess, real camping is within a mile. You had a lodge that you could go get more beer and stuff like that. So it was like,
okay.
So we only made like 1 or 2 trips about that, but we had our 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. We delivered on that end. We did good as a team. But it was my first time. First fucking 10 minutes, seeing a fucking crocodile in the river.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right off the bat. Like that woke. And it's funny because less than 24 hours later, I was in that same river on a raft without any fear too. It was weird. It was one of those things where like once you tell yourself the crocodile wants less a part of you than you want, you know what I mean? And also there's a lot of jet skis and speedboats. Those I don't know what they're called, but those white people boats that have the big ass fan on the back that are meant for like swamps and shit. There's a lot of those. So there's so much noise that they're hiding more than they're out actually. And when we actually seen the crocodile, there was no boats or anything on the water. So that's why it probably came out. But shit, I survived. I think I did a pretty good job. Shout out Spo. He listens to us as he's driving to Miami every day. He's doing the plumbing for the Port of Miami. So he'll listen to this episode and he appreciates the shout out. And he did also want to tell me that he is also a brown person. And last episode I said, I kind of said I'm not the only brown person, but I made a reference to that. And he was like, hey, include me next time you talk about that, because he is the most experienced brown human that I know that does the camping. Man, he knows a lot about everything. You've seen him in sports. My man gets busy.
Yeah.
And we joked about
blessed.
it. Yeah, blessed. Speed,
blessed.
athleticism. He put up a video and he's showing me his frisbee skills. Like so he could throw a frisbee on a fucking line 50 yards away. Like, it's ridiculous what he could do. And it's funny because we were talking on the way there is like if he had the difference between, high school and college is a couple inches, in height of getting you, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, anything. And if he had 2 to 3 inches in height, he would be scholarship in fucking 4 or 5 sports, right? Yeah. Easily for my. So it's funny. We talked about like sometimes it's just a difference of a couple inches in many ways. And we had a good weekend. He showed me the ropes. I was a good first mate, or I told him, I was like, what's a cuck? Basically on a boat. Like what's a guy that just like you tell him everything what to do and he's got to do it. He was my captain for the weekend. I think I represented well for moving the culture forward.
Moving the culture forward. I like that. Yeah. No, if Spo is definitely a person that I would want to go camping with or have with me if I got stranded somewhere or what kind of shit like that, because he definitely knows what he's doing in those kind of aspects, and he's a handyman, absolutely.
I'm glad I have him in my life for many reasons, and so hopefully I get to learn from him because he's got a lot of natural talent, athleticism, which counts for a lot in life, and also just fucking know-how. So he's awesome. They're awesome. We had a great weekend. It'll be my hopefully first of many times I go camping. So excuse me. Let's get into some topics. Obviously, we got the NBA Finals right now. Golden State's up 10-4 in the first. Let me just cough real quick. Hold up. Alrighty. Put that on. Obviously, series tied 2-2. That game 2-1. Celtics up 2-1. I took my phone out for the first time on Friday night when we were camping. I didn't use my phone a lot. I think an average day for me using my phone, I don't know if this will sound ridiculous or not, but it's usually 16 hours out of 24. It's literally from the moment I wake up.
You get the screen time notifications at the end of the week.
Yeah, and I don't. I purposely don't because I don't want to know. But when I do look, it's definitely up there. But there's a lot of production I like to say on my phone. Things for the
Yeah,
pod,
yeah,
things for
that's true.
work purposes. So it's being, I would say more than half of that is not
It's
leisure.
productive stuff. It's not
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
100%. But actually I should check it while we're. Wow, look at that. Now it's at 6 hours over the last few days. So just like that, it's gone down tremendously. Uh, but yeah, what did you, Celtics being up 2-1, and then the Golden State Warriors tying it up 2-2 is big. Stephen Curry, obviously, if they win the finals, he'll be FMVP.
Yeah.
What's your feedback, real quickly, on that? We won't spend too much time on the NBA Finals, but touch on it real quick.
Steph right now is just on another level. He's playing like he definitely wants that fourth ring. He wants his first Finals MVP. I think he knows that him winning this Finals and this Finals MVP is going to put him in another tier of historical greats and goats per se, especially at his position. Um, People
Yeah, he's
saying that
very
this,
aware. He's very
yeah,
aware of what this
he
means.
he knows. People saying that this Boston defense is one of the greatest defenses ever and all that kind of shit. I don't want to hear that. They're a great defense, but don't put them in that conversation. I mean, Giannis was giving them 40, Jimmy Butler gave them 40, Steph's giving them 40. Like, they're very good rotational wise, but they nah, don't do that. Tatum on and off. I don't know what he's got going on. His first finals makes sense. It's just going to be scary for the league once that dude really gets his game together and just improves. But I haven't seen number 23 on the Warriors. Only complaining and bitching. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
he's got going on. It sucks to see, but someone else needs to step up for the Warriors because, like you were saying, they did all these what were you saying? It was still a big Boston percentage to win, even though they only
yeah.
got one home game in the
I think it
last
was like
three.
70 something percent still have, or
Yeah.
yeah, 70 some percent to still win the rest of the
So,
finals.
one thing NBA needs to go back to the 2-3-2 format because this 2-2-1-1-1 format, especially when these teams are 3,000 miles apart, if it goes seven, they got to go
Yeah,
to Golden State, back to Boston, and then back to Golden State. That's tough. Give me 2-3-2 all day, baby.
it's one of the most extreme logistics that you could have as far as the travel from San Francisco to Boston. It's the only NBA finals that would probably be more would be Portland Trailblazers and Miami Heat, right? Like the tip of the northwest and the tip of the
Yeah.
southeast, right? That would probably be off the head. I mean, I seem like a genius in just naming that right off the rip, but yeah, it is extreme, and I think they changed that up. I think that's something like a rule they try to play around with it every few years just to see how it goes logistic wise, and obviously it gives you bang out the first 4 games and you do 4 games in like 8 nights or whatever you do, and then it gives a little breather. There's 2 days in between just as rest. So I think they like it for that reason, where you could do 1 game, 2 days later, another game, 2 days later.
Because they should have had Game 5 yesterday, Sunday night.
Yeah, it is weird
whatnot.
when I
But now you do it on a Monday night, bro. Like,
before I left before I left this weekend, I checked when Game 4 was. I was like, oh, Game 4 is Friday, and then I was like, all right. I already assumed that Game 5 was gonna be Sunday, like 100%. And I was like, oh, it's
yeah.
Monday, okay. And I get it. You got to travel back, but I think that has to do with logistics, and they have a reason for doing that, obviously. But yeah, I like the 1-1-1 only because it gives the away team a little bit more advantage. Where you change it up versus, I don't know. There you could go into the percentage and how the game's played, and if you're a team that has the next 3 games, 2 of them, I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's their algorithm. I'm sure that they figure it out statistically that they want to give somebody more of an advantage. All right, NBA Finals. So after, when you guys are listening to this tomorrow morning or whenever you consume us this week, you'll know that somebody's up 3-2.
He got 4 points already. Draymond.
Who? There you go.
His mom was tweeting. His mom was like, "Stop asking me what's wrong with him. I don't know. Leave me alone."
Yeah, that's the thing with Draymond is obviously he's not somebody that's ever been. His statistics aren't pretty. But look, I'm looking at it now. He's got 7 rebounds a game, 6 assists. So he does so many other things, obviously. It's just that you want the points to be up, you want the distributing to be up, and you want the impact on defense to be up. And if he's doing that, it doesn't translate to
his
stats.
scoring doesn't matter.
No, of course. But you don't want a guy on the floor shooting 2 for 12. You know what I mean? Like that that's also not good. So it's like there still needs to be, if he's putting up the ball and trying to put the ball in the hoop, you got to have something to show for it. Basketball. I was going to ask you this, and I'll ask you real quick. Out of all the 20, maybe 20 years you've been watching NBA Finals, what's your favorite or most memorable NBA Final game or moment that you've seen? Not like, oh, I remembered Michael Jordan in 6 shots. No, like what is something you've put your eyes on that either you think about first every time or that left a lot of impact on you? You'll go first, and then I'll kind of freestyle.
You want my biased take or you want my non-biased
No,
take?
I want whatever. Like, if that question's asked to you, what do you say?
Probably Dwayne Wade, man, against the Mavs. Because that was like, I was watching basketball before that, but that was probably that was the first like deep run I saw Miami do. Like, the years before that, they played Charlotte in round 1 or whatnot, and they lost to the Pistons a few times. I remember like when the Pistons eliminated us, going to sleep crying. Like I cried myself to sleep. Like when Chauncey Billups went through the free throw line, I was like, "Yo, this is over." Like I already know what time it is, But then like seeing them come back from down 0-2, they lost those first 2 games, and then what Wade was able to do in those last 4 games, just take over, whether it be that there was ticky-tack fouls or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's part of the game.
Yep.
So that to me was good. And then, I mean, I'll go pretty recent. 2016 finals, bro. Like we talk about this all the time when we get together. Like that was basketball at its peak. Like
I can watch that all the time when I'm fucked up. Playing. Like throw that on YouTube and let's fucking pretend we're watching it live.
Right. And then, I'll just throw in Toronto there, getting, the country's first like basketball championship, like Kawhi doing it with 2 different teams, stuff like that, in 2 different conferences. That's pretty recent, but I think just Dwayne Wade in, 2006 and then that 2016 finals. Like I'm not even going to talk about Miami's back-to-back because like that's a given, but just that was. Bro, we watch these highlights all the time when we get famous.
All the time.
We just watch this.
And hopefully we link up, this week like we talked about off air. And damn, I could do it all the time. But when I thought about this question because I think ESPN or First Take had it a week or so ago, and it was like, damn, what's a memory that I love or I think about when I watch the NBA Finals? And my first early moments, and to make a short answer long, my first memories were Michael Jordan in '98 with the Utah Jazz. That's like the first like NBC watching it. Like that was my very first memories of watching the NBA Finals in my living room. And then the next one I would say was like the Nets, Lakers, and Nets, Spurs, and those were great. That was when I got really into basketball, and I was a full-blown Nets fan. But out of every memory over the last 20 years since I've really been watching NBA Finals, my first memory or first like, damn, if I could go relive that series or those moments was Lakers, Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
What was that, 2009, was it?
Yeah, it was 2009, 2010.
Bro, though, like, because you have the first of all, it's unbiased by me. Not saying that yours qualifies less because you're biased about Miami Heat, and I'm not saying that, but I hate the Boston Celtics, and I don't love the Lakers. It was just watching two historic teams going backwards, but then also watching two present franchises being at the top of their game, but also watching guys that are going to be future Hall of Fame, like the amount of future Hall of Famers on that team. So it was just like, it had everything. It had the nostalgia. It had the current. It had the future. It was just, most of those players were good for the next 5 years after that, or quality or all-stars or what have you. That's what I think about when I think about the NBA Finals, was like, it had everything. It had the superstar status. It had the tradition. It had the franchises. It had the drama. Paul Pierce taking a poop. And then coming back, it had everything, bro. It was just, and then they went back to back when they played each other, and it was just,
that's
it was
what
phenomenal.
I think it was. That's what I think it was, because like you said, it's two historic teams, like historic great players, and then Boston goes out, they get that chip with their big three. Like, Boston fans still talking about that, like that.
Yep,
they hold
because they won the first finals against, and then Kobe came out like a monster, eating that was like Kobe again. Eating his jersey type shit. Yeah. Like, he didn't smile one time. Was that the job not done?
Yeah.
Nah. Or was that against Orlando? That might have been Orlando when they went up like 2-0 or something. They might have been.
Yeah.
But those 3 Kobe years was, Jesus Christ. He was an assassin. Yeah. That's where he earned Black Mamba.
He was just so, like, it was crazy watching him, because I watched some of his highlights now. I follow his page on Instagram called Ball Don't Stop, and it's probably one of my favorite follows, because he goes back, and they go back and they post all this kind of stuff, and just the shit that Kobe would do on the basketball court, bro, like, it's nuts to me. And he would literally just, like, take over games. And him and Gasol, bro, like, just him and Gasol was so fun to watch. Like, man, those were 2 good finals. Yeah, I'll give you that for sure. It was
right.
I was always rooting for the Lakers. Obviously, I can't root for the Celtics. Fuck Boston. But just watching Kobe, man, like, and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and KG, and, like, it was different. Those times were different, bro. The league was different, because it
100%.
was all, like, contested stuff. It was mid range. It was, post ups, post game. It wasn't just like, not that what we have now isn't great, but
yeah,
there was more, I think, more skill to it. Now it's just more finesse and kind of just like being smooth with things. But yeah,
that might be a thing after this podcast. If I drink a little bit more wine and this game ends, and it's, depending on the flow, I don't have a Yankee game to watch. I might YouTube that series and go watch some elongated highlights, those extended highlights, because, man, that's quality basketball. And then obviously my second series would be obviously that LeBron, Kyrie. Oh my God, just thinking about it. And I don't want to keep this going too long as a topic, but shit. I've watched over the last, I think, 2 years, I've watched that full, if you want to stop this podcast right now, and if you have the time, Game 7, the last, I think, 5.5, 6 minutes of Game 7. What was that, 2000 what? 18? What was that year?
Which one?
2016? Is it that
which
long
one?
ago? The Game 7 Cavaliers beat the Warriors. What year was that?
I think that was 2016.
Yeah, I think it was 2016. Stop this podcast and go watch it, because you will never see a better 6 minutes of basketball in your entire life. Like, and it's funny because there's not a lot of points scored in that 6 minutes. I think at the start of the 6 minutes, I think Klay Thompson does something, and then, like, there's like 3 minutes where there's no scoring, but, like, it doesn't lack, like, excitement at all. It's just, like, fucking cutthroat. Teams are locking in. Yeah, it's amazing. And, I just wanted to talk about that topic because I seen that. I thought it was interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Looking up anything right now?
It was 2016.
Okay, good. Yeah. Years are fading against me. every single day I remember less and less of when something happened in what year. As we record this,
You and I
Warriors are up
both.
22-8 with 3 minutes left in the first. Very early, but we'll see how that progresses for the podcast episode. And then the only thing basketball-wise, or whatever, is LeBron saying that he wants to own an expansion team, and it might be Vegas. And you have to think, obviously, right after it comes out that he's, and the third billionaire in, to be an athlete. You got to think if he's talking about owning a team, A, and then B, talking about it's going to be Vegas, it's coming.
It's already in the process.
Yeah, it's in the process. Somebody he wouldn't say that, and it's like not even like a secret. He just wouldn't say it. Like that's him. That's his way of saying like, oh, we've had meetings already, or we've had like off the record meetings, and so I think if they do one, they got to do two because you got 30 teams right now, and you can't create 31. That would make it uneven and stuff like that. So you got to do two expansion teams, and you think Vegas is one. They got an NHL team over the last 5 years. They got a football team in the last 2 years, and now basketball. It'd be silly to put an NHL team there and not a basketball team, right?
Right.
Like
yeah,
the NHL team was almost like a test. Like, all right, does this work? And then I think they do a baseball team.
It's gonna work, bro.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think they do a baseball team because
They got so much space out there, dude.
bro, if you go to Vegas, you do things like an itinerary. Like, all right, I'm going to go to Vegas, and what am I going to do on Friday? What am I going to do on Saturday? And it's year-round. There's no, like, prime time to go to Vegas. It doesn't matter what month it is.
Always.
And baseball needs a team out there because during the summer, there's no sports in Vegas. You could literally own... And I know it's boring. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking another event to go to. And think about it. If you have a baseball team in Vegas, you're going to make it a club. You're going to make it fun. Oh, yeah, there's a baseball game on? Okay, I'll watch some of it. But you're going to make almost a baseball stadium and make it a Caesar's Palace in a baseball stadium, meaning like you could go watch the game or you could just go to bet and then also be at the game as well. So NBA, and then the only question is where's the other team at? You think if you go, all right, but if you do that, if you go two Western teams, you have to take away a Western team and put them in the East, which you could do with the New Orleans Pelicans. You could do New Orleans, you could do Memphis. It depends on what you want to do and how they vote it, but it's a good topic. I like these discussions because we don't go over any of them. This is all freestyle. First time I'm telling you, but yeah, if you want to do Vegas and Seattle, which is very doable, you just got to take a team away from the West to go to the East.
Yeah, and LeBron, this is nothing new for him. Like he's part owner of what is it, Arsenal?
Liverpool.
But
what I learned about that is he was Liverpool only, but now super nerd stuff that I learned yesterday is he took his, I think, equity and put it into the main group because that main group owns the Red Sox, Liverpool, Fenway. So I think he transferred his equity upwards where he owned. That's why he became a billionaire because all his, which I learned, by the way, and if I learned it, I know most people listening that are into sports and businesses, when you become a billionaire in Forbes or whatever they evaluate, they don't look at how much money you have now. They do an evaluation on all your assets. So LeBron owns or has equity in his production company. What is it called? Fuck. I'll remember it. Tree Hill Production. Look it up real quick while I talk. He owns equity in the Blaze Pizza. He owns equity in the Liverpool / Red Sox. So what they do is they do an evaluation after taxes, because that's key.
Spring Hill Company.
And that was valued at $300 million. That's a thing I have just in my head that I looked at yesterday. They do an evaluation after taxes of everything you have in assets, marketing, investments, whatever, and they come up with a number, and that's how he was able to qualify as a billionaire, which is something most people don't know. Be like, oh, you're a billionaire? That means you have $1 billion? Or no, if he was to sell everything right now or future, without, in some time, I don't know how they do it, but that's how he becomes a billionaire, which is nuts.
It's so nuts. And, like, it's just everything about him is just like such a feel good story. But, like, I just still can't get over him, how he acts off the court sometimes. But
That video that I sent you today was funny.
what's that? What's that thing the kids say?
What's
on
that thing? What's that thing? He's so corny. Like he acts like it's funny because he wants to be such a young head, but he likes thinking he's an old head. Like, dude, you're less than 40. Like, for you to talk as if you're an old head before the age of 40, you're what is, like, you know what I mean? Like he's only like a few years older than KD, and KD doesn't act anything like he doesn't know lingo. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Like, he likes to embrace both sides, but that's LeBron James. He loves to embrace. He loves to just overconsume both sides of every market. That's why I don't like him.
Yeah, and then he's on the shop talking about, like, he could have made a big difference on the Miami Heat and the Golden State Warriors. No fucking shit, bro. You're LeBron James. Like, any playoff team, you could have made a difference on. Like, you could have made a difference on the Pelicans, dog. Like, you're still the best player in the league. You could have made a difference on any team. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, just stop with this nonsense, dog. Like,
wild.
But then you got AD on the other hand, who says he hasn't shot a basketball since April 5th, and that's just like, come on, bro.
I get taking time off, but you got to hop back in the lab pretty quickly. Like
100%.
End of the season, take a week, 2, 3. But damn, put up a basketball. Get some type of flow in so you don't have to ramp up right away. And if I'm him, I mean, maybe he's doing it right, but you don't have a good history of remaining healthy and whatever. So you gotta, if I'm him, whatever I usually do in the off season, I'm doing the complete opposite, or I'm getting with somebody, because this is his prime of his career right here.
It really is. Why does this man still wear a mask, bro? Why does he have Udoka? Why is the mask under his chin? What's the point of it, bro? If you're not going to use it to cover your face, then just don't wear it. Like, it's not a fashion statement, bro. Like, this is not an accessory. Like,
and also, if you're driving by yourself, and not, I would assume not anybody that listens to this podcast does this, but if you're driving by yourself with a mask on, you're not stopping anything. You're not doing anything but looking like a goddamn fool. And it's usually people that are over the age of 64. Not even 40, 64 and a half maybe. Because I'm out in the road doing my thing sometimes, and I see, and I'm just like, I want to ram my car into it. Just veer into their lane. It's frustrating. Anyway, let's keep this podcast rolling because we wanted to be efficient. UFC. I didn't watch any of it. I know a couple results.
You missed out.
Give us a couple or few minute recap. Let's not go too long on it, but give me a good quality recap of what happened.
I got you. I watched it since it dropped, since it started, and I'm glad I did, bro. Every fight was banger after banger after banger. Jake Matthews, I'm a fan. He did his thing. He beat I forget Buddy's name now, but who he fought is pretty good. This dude looked mad lean, just precise. Like, I'm gonna tune in, watch some of his older fights, and see what he's really got going on. Israel Adesanya did what's it called? Like a feedback type of thing, just like reaction video. He posted it on YouTube. He said the same thing.
Okay.
Man, shout out Joanna Jacek. I can't say her last name. Everyone knows who she is, though. Strawweight queen. She hadn't fought in 2 years. They kept asking Dana White about her. He's like, bro, just go on her IG page, go on her Instagram. She's living her best life. She's got her own business. She's a mom. Like, she's traveling, doing all that shit. So just even for her to come back out, train, go through camp, and fight 2 years out, fought Wei Li. Wei Li was on a whole different level. She's going to get her belt back. It just tells me how good Rose was. Those two fights that Rose beat her back to back to take the belt back and then defend it. But Wei Li is it right now. She's gonna get her belt back. I'm saying it now. Episode 27. Just Sharpie that shit in. Valentina versus Talia Santos. I still don't know who won that fight. And that was the first time I've ever seen Valentina look vulnerable, look, I guess you can even say, kind of scared in the octagon, because she looked at first, she looked locked in. I was locked in. I was like, oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
gotta do a recap
she
on
gonna
it.
finish this shit in 2-3 rounds. But Santos came out, bro. She's a warrior. She gets all my respect. They had a nasty head clash, had her eyes swollen and shit, but that shit did not seem to affect her after a while. She held Valentina down, was putting her mouth over her face like that, just so she couldn't breathe. Every time Valentina took her down, she got right back up. It was close. Of course, Valentina won, defended her title. And then main event, man, Glover, Yuri, bro, I couldn't have asked for a better fight. Light heavyweights that they just went at it for almost 5 complete rounds. I had Glover winning. Just, I don't know why he did certain things. I don't know why they did certain things, but that's just all about being a champion. You go in with a mentality, with the game plan, and you start getting tired. Like not just your body, but your mental. UFC is real mental. Like MMA is more mental than a lot of other sports, and you have these little mistakes, inches that cost you a fight. And it was the first time Glover has ever been submitted in his 41 fight career. And bro, I've been trying to see if I can find that fight to watch it again, but I haven't been able to find it. That shit was a war. And Prohaska went back to the Czech Republic, first Czech Republic UFC champion, and there was like 8,000 people just greeting him. Like, that was such a cool scene.
I did see that today.
It's always good to see, like,
he's got a
new
unique
champions.
look, by the way.
Yeah. My
Very
dad was
unique.
like, "Oh, you should do that haircut, bro. You should grow that out." I'm like, "Bro, fuck you, dog. Like, get out of here. I'm not doing that shit." But hey, he's nasty. He's young. He showed a lot of fight in that fight, and just, I don't know how he didn't get knocked out a few times. But that division is stacked. That light heavyweight division. That
Yeah,
shit
for
is
sure.
fun,
And then you got
bro.
John Jones. Is he qualified light heavyweight?
Yeah, he does.
He's trying to work his way back, right?
I'm just so over this dude, bro. Like, I don't get excited for any of his stuff
You don't.
anymore.
That's not a stock you want to invest in.
Yeah,
but if you know he's gonna fight, then you know what I mean. But that's the battle. You don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. He's a loose cannon in that regard. Excuse me.
Yeah. But man, I'm excited for the next pay-per-view event. That's gonna be a banger. We kind of
is that the one that hopefully we'll be together for?
Yeah, I'll be down there. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean,
Let's
UFC,
do a
bro.
full production.
They just keep putting out quality content. They don't miss. There's gonna be 10 straight weeks with UFC, dating back to like 2 weeks ago. So
love it.
Just check that shit in my veins, dog. Give it to me. Like, just, I can't get enough, bro. I just can't get it. Bro, like, it's in such good hands, man. Like,
it really is.
Like, I look forward to it. Like, literally, like, throughout my week, I'm like, oh, we got UFC this week? All right.
It's amazing how quick they've taken over boxing, and boxing still, you would think boxing would come out with a show, a series to get people back into it. Like, for me, like, I talk about the F1 thing. It's like, I've never been a fan of F1.
My brother started watching that, by the way.
Bro,
he told me, he's like, yo, you watch this F1 stuff? I'm like, no. Ray's been telling me about it. Ray's been talking about it on the pod.
I'm not even going to talk you into it anymore. It's one of those things. When you're like, if I'm trying to talk you into it, I'm not confident in it. It's to the point where, like, don't watch it. How about that? Don't watch it. Like, be unhappy with yourself, because you'll watch the first episode and go, oh, okay. And you have no idea what you're watching, but that's the fun in it. It's like the unknown, and also you're learning every single time. Literally every episode and I'm on season 4 right now. I've learned something every single episode, because they have a great way of introducing some, like, new fact or new rule or something that they assume that the person that's watching over seasons doesn't know about it, and it's cool. And they introduce new characters, new people, so it's pretty cool. It keeps it. Yeah, I don't need to.
Yeah, I
hype it
gotta
up
watch
anymore.
it. There's just so much TV stuff out right now that I
Yeah.
gotta like either watch or catch up on
We're
or
going into
whatnot.
the off season of sports, so you'll have some
Yeah, I'll
time.
have time. I'll have time for sure.
Yep.
Sure.
So Stanley Cup Finals has been set. Colorado Avalanche, Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay beat Rangers. Then they were up
So
2-0. That's
they're
crazy.
going for
So
what,
that
a
should be good.
three-peat?
Yeah, they're going for a three-peat. And it's funny because I didn't know
What?
this. The year before they went for a three-peat, I just found this out today, 2019, they had the best record in the NHL and most points. Basically, you get the President's Trophy or whatever it is. And they lost in the first round and got swept. So before this, not three-peat, it soon to be, or maybe, right? Before going back to back, 2020, 2021, the year before they start this run, they got swept after being the number one seed. So that's like that's like the Phoenix
pissed
Suns
them
getting
off.
swept by that's like
That
the
pissed them
Phoenix
off.
Suns getting swept by the New Orleans Pelicans this year.
Yeah, fuck that.
Imagine that happened, then the Phoenix Suns win the next two, which can happen. But yeah, so I learned about that today. So that'll be a good finals. That starts Wednesday night. I'll be locked into that because, like I said, with the finals going every 2 days, Stanley Cup, why not? And then I only watch Yankees baseball at this point because they are the best team in the major leagues.
The Yankees win. Been hearing
Man,
that
they're
a
on
lot.
fire. They make me so
They
happy.
really are.
They quality baseball. If you wanna watch some quality baseball, pitching, hitting,
Tune
everything,
into Valley Sports. Watch the Marlins.
you can do that. But you could also maybe pay a little extra, watch some better quality. Aaron Judge is the AL MVP, and he's the MVP of the major leagues because that boy is on
Bro.
pace for 66 home runs, which would be a Yankee record. Yankee record right now is 61, which has been held for almost 100 years.
What was that? Roger
Actually, it's
Maris?
not 100 years. I take that back. It's been 60-something, close to 70 years. Yeah, Roger Maris beat Babe Ruth's record.
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah, no, that was good.
bro.
I fuck with you. I fuck with you because of that.
Dog. I got
So that's like a magical number in Yankee history, that Roger Maris. So the fact that Judge Kid is on pace for beating that, hopefully he remains healthy, and that'd be good for baseball. That'd be good for Yankees lore. Another quick topic / shout out is Marcelo leaves Real Madrid, which
seen that.
2008, I believe he came as like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and since I've been watching now 7 years, he's been on the team. He's the longest person I watched. I mean, Ronaldo was on the team, but then he left after a few years. So out of everybody I watch on Real Madrid, he's been the one on there. He hasn't played a lot over the last couple of seasons, but man, he's got a legacy. He's got the amount of trophies. You see my post that I posted on my story or whatever? Those are all of his trophies, yeah. And a lot of them were like formalities, and he was. But at the end of the day, if you're on a team, just like Haslam, if Haslam won a title this year, he would have gotten credit for winning a title. You know why? Because sometimes it's not on the court. Sometimes it's off the court or off the pitch, as they say.
Stuff you don't see.
He's having influence on that team, whether he's playing or not. So somebody like him who's been playing the game at that high level, world class, you don't think he's having impact in practice? You don't think he's having impact not playing probably 20 games in a row? No, he is. So shout out Marcelo. He's somebody that I got to watch, and I'm glad I did at the tail end of his career because that boy is a genius. Hopefully he comes over to like Inter Miami or something. Hopefully Inter in Miami could use a defender, midfielder. So yeah, so it'd be good to watch there. Anything else on your end, topic wise, before we wrap this episode 27 on? It's been a great episode. I feel I love this episode so far. I feel like we did a lot. I really do, because like compared to the last one where it's kind of like all over the place for me mentally, this has been very clean. Like this will be this will be one of the best produced episodes we've ever done.
Super clear.
So let's end it on the good note. What do you got for me?
Start another book. I'll
Talk
talk about it once I get a little bit more into it. I'm only like 15 pages in. Pretty good so far. It's just psychological.
How long can you go with reading, like consecutively? Which sounds silly, but like I could never go more than probably 10 pages.
No, I have to. That's where I'm at right now. But I have to literally have my TV off, like no,
Yeah.
like my computer like plugged in, charging on the desk far from my bed, and
Mm-hmm.
like my phone like completely on do not disturb.
But man, if
Because
you could
if
do that, that
not,
says a lot because look how much you have to do to prepare for that, which has never been a thing. And it
yeah,
just speaks volume about how we are as a society. And I'm not saying you're less than, but like that's probably most people
yeah.
have
And
to do that
if I'm
before
really
doing
locked
anything.
in, bro, like if it's good stuff, if it's quality material, like I can do like 20, 25 pages, but then
Mm-hmm.
I just like I gotta like I try to do a chapter. Like if I can read a chapter, I'm good. Like I'll take a
Okay.
chapter. I'll take a chapter a
Which
day
is
or like
good. You get in
a
your. That's how
chapter or
I've been
two a
doing my
day,
Duolingo. I'm on
you know.
7 days in a row. I do
So
a
yeah.
lesson in the morning, lesson at night. Hey, it is what it is. You gotta do a little bit thing to
What
challenge. So what's the
language are
name
you
of
learning?
Spanish?
Oh shit. Okay, I see you.
We out here.
I see you, dog.
Hey, I was born and raised in a household that
I'll
spoke it
teach you some
fluently.
Spanish.
All right, well, I'll rely on Duolingo over you. So I never picked it up as a kid. I forgot everything I learned in high
Oh
school. So
man.
it's good. It challenges my brain. It gets me. I encourage everybody to do it because man, it really gets your brain going first thing in the morning and right before bed, which I try to do because first thing in the morning gets your brain going. It's like doing like a something like a crossword puzzle. Get your brain flow, and then right before bed you like retain information better right before bed. So that's just me.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
book is called Games People Play. It's
okay.
like a psychological book, just trying to figure things out. But this is the last thing I want to say, and um, I want to end my thing on this because
Okay.
it's something
I'm
that
excited.
I've been thoroughly involved in, and a lot of people that I associate with are thoroughly involved with. But this is not the end, my friends. This is not the end. This happens every few years. This is just how money works, how things work. Hold on to your bags.
Ooh,
I know
bags,
that
multiple bags.
multiple bags. I know they might be
Okay.
bleeding right now. Bitcoin is about to drop under 20K. Ethereum might hit under 1,000 soon. The stock market ain't looking too great. We got a recession coming. You might have to get a part-time job,
Yeah.
on the weekends or just who knows. But these are the times, bro, that rich people are made. And if you got that money, if you got that extra cash right now is the time. Maybe wait another week or two. Who knows? But at
Yeah,
least with
stock market
crypto.
was big down
But
today. I
yeah,
was
the
pissed off
stock
with
it
that.
was bleeding
We were
today.
gaining we were gaining momentum over the last couple of weeks, and all that's lost by one
Yeah.
day.
A lot of people are selling their stuff now because inflation is 9%. The cost of groceries is up 10%. Gas is up 50%. Like just everything right now is real bad and expensive. And I'm not gonna get into the "I told you so" or shit like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just just spend as least money as possible, man. Like put shit away, whatever you can do. I mean, if you can start a business right now for shit that people need, even better. But hold on to your coins, man. Hold on to your
Yep.
fucking coins.
Protect them chickens and your mentals.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of chickens, still more factories getting burned down. That's why I got no eggs. That's why chicken is like $14 for 2 chicken breasts. I don't know, man.
And what's that? What's that other shortage you want to discuss?
Oh, this is tough, bro. This is tough. This is sad. There's a tampon shortage, bro. Like,
Kotex?
I mean, bro, like there
Heavy
seems to
flow?
be a shortage of everything lately. There was,
Oh
you
yeah, it's
know,
across the board.
there was the baby formula shortage. Now we got tampon
Everybody stop
shortage.
talking about that like it's
I
back. I
feel
don't know if
bad
it's
for
back, but
women,
like
bro.
people
No,
stop
it's
talking
still
about that as
bad.
if it's.
It's still
That's what I
bad.
mean. Like it's funny how like crucial news cycles around the world and like in our lives. It's like it gets talked about for 2 or 3 days. People make memes out about it. People make funny tweets, and then like it goes away as if it did go away, and it doesn't. And it's just like, oh, we moved on to something else.
We stopped talking about Russia and Ukraine. We're not. Talking
Yeah, I
about
know.
Russia
I forgot
anymore.
that shit's still going on.
Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like bro, shit's bad, bro.
Get your tampons. There's gonna be
stock up.
Stock up. You know, you can project your flow monthly.
Stop, bro.
I know. I'm sorry. That's it. That's for the.
This is a delicate subject, man.
That comment was
patronize tampons.
That comment is for the few people that listen towards the very end. You know, some people listen for 5-10 minutes. Some people listen for 30. Some people don't get an hour in anyway, so they're not getting very small amount of people are gonna hear it. And if you do hear it, DM us and let us know so we can know you're a fucking GOAT follower and a listener, and we appreciate you.
New Adam Sandler movie. I liked it. Hustle.
Hey, you cut into my thing.
I
thought you were gonna pass me the rock, and I was gonna do a little. I was gonna do a little Elvis what to watch. You know, maybe a segment. But yeah, Hustle. Adam Sandler. What did you watch it yet?
Yeah, I seen it. It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I'll watch it. Maybe Mo and TT come over. Usually they'll come over Wednesday. Maybe we'll watch it with them. If not, I'll watch it tomorrow night.
I watched
it was good. Out of 10.
Out of 10, I'd probably do like 7.5.
Okay.
7.5 out of 10. Just because,
solid.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, Adam Sandler, like, he's one of my favorite actors. Like, I've been watching Adam Sandler since forever. But, like, it had its little, like, corny moments. But, like,
of course.
It had stuff for everyone, And I liked how all the Hoopers were in there. Trae Young, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
All them boys, You had Dr. J, and then you had the TNT crew. Like, it had a good, like, the whole thing was, like, pretty well made. And you can tell Adam Sandler had a good time making it because he loves basketball. And that's, like, so he's just a pure hooper. Yeah. So, no, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie, redemption story, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I hate people that are, like, watch movies and they think they're fucking Eper and Roper or whatever it's called. And it's like they judge it so critically.
It's entertainment.
If I watch a movie and at the end of it, when the credits are rolling, if I go, I didn't waste the last 2 hours of my life watching that, then it gets a certain grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a movie that I just watched. I think what was it on Peacock? It was the Viking movie. Fuck, let me get the name of it. I don't want to ruin. But
I also saw Interceptor.
What's that?
On Netflix. It's about some captain lady that she like has to protect the last interceptor base. It's out in the middle of the ocean. If like Russia or some other country ever tries to nuke us, they got 12 minutes. It was pretty good. I mean, it had action and stuff, but it was a little too woke. A little too woke for my kind of stuff.
The movie I seen on Peacock was The Northman.
I think I've heard of that.
Very interesting. I don't even have a take on it, and I watched it on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night, and I don't even have like Mo liked it, Bree liked it. I think TT did. That's kind of like our movie group. We watch movies together and whatever. But The Northman, worth the watch. Like at the end of it, I didn't love it. I definitely didn't hate it. I above average liked it. And, it wasn't a waste of my time. It was pretty cool. Very interesting, very different.
Waste of my time.
Yeah. Speaking of the opposite is Jurassic Park. Heard it's trash.
I heard it's trash, too.
I heard it was trash.
I got into that, though.
And I'm not saying I heard it was trash from, like, one person, from somebody I don't know. I heard it from the podcast and a podcast or two that I listen and watch, and I trust their opinions. They're not doing it for shock value. I'm not one of those people that go on Twitter after a movie or an album and go, oh, everybody else is saying it's trash, so I have to think it's trash. I hate people like that. But the couple sources I've heard it from them not being good, they talked about it for a good amount on their podcast, and their podcasts don't really cover movies. So the fact that they talked about it means they were upset that they spent the money and the time listening to it.
Yeah,
and
I
then
never got into any of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'm probably not. I haven't watched the newer series. I think I watched one of them. I'm not going to see it anyway. Just want to throw it out there. But also, the Joker 2 was confirmed last week, and who is playing
It's talks. It's just talks. It's just talks.
No, it's
Please.
trending on Twitter, so it's official.
Yeah, Lady Gaga, talks to reportedly play Harley Quinn. I really hope not, bro. Like, no, because like she was in American Horror Story.
That
and,
could be good. I mean,
Ray, stop.
Don't
do this.
No. What I'm saying
Don't
is,
do this.
it's going to be very polarizing. It's going to be either really good or really bad. It's not going to be. It's going to make you feel something when you see it, and I think I'm going to hold on to really good. I'm going to hold on to really good because I love the first Joker, and I think Joaquin Phoenix is. I love him as an actor. I love mostly everything about him off the court, as you would say. But Lady Gaga, she's polarizing by itself, so she hopefully she only adds
a lot
to
of
it.
New York Football Giants highlights tapes to get real depressed to play that role.
All right.
I'm sorry, bro.
Damn, what the fuck? We were vibing the whole fucking episode. I thought we were doing so well. I haven't talked to you all weekend. We text each other like twice all weekend. We have a 5-minute conversation, 10 minutes before we even hit record, and then we vibe, and then that's how you got to end 27. All right. It's good to know. This is good. This is, I always say it's good to see people's character ahead of time. You know what I mean? God damn, fuck.
No, I mean, he easily could have just watched Dolphins highlights tapes too. So,
what's funny is like we're in a couple group chats together, and usually like when somebody throws shade or like a diss, it's like somebody needs to like frantically just say something back just cause. I'm not like that. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I could easily say like, I could have thrown out the Dolphins, Tua, the Heat. I could have threw some out that just cause. It's like, nah, you know what? All right, I'll take the note emoji, write it down. Receipts, receipts. Episode 27. Good episode. Loved it. No technical difficulties. Right now, we're gonna end episode 27, and Warriors are up 43-35 with 2:25 left in the second. So I'm excited. I think we'll get how many games for episode 28 will be. So it'll be, by the time it's episode 28, it'll be game 7. Yeah. So we'll know. We'll know by episode 28. Oh, and for episode 28, for the record, I'll be in Myrtle Beach.
Hey,
so
I love it there, bro.
Traveling Esco is on the road again. Yeah, never been there.
Nice.
Maybe we'll stop off. I told you before we recorded. Maybe we'll make a stop in Savannah.
That'd make my month.
Please.
Do it.
Cuff me. Yeah, so I'll be driving up there. So we'll record 28 there. I'll be in the lab too there because it's just like an Airbnb family just there for a week. So it's like hang out during the day, drink a little bit, and probably be in my room chilling, relaxing by like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So I'll be watching all the games and shit. So it's not one of those.
Nice.
All right. Episode 27. End it on a high note.
Leave Jazz Chisholm alone.
Oh, yeah. Marlins. They're still a team. Gotcha. Nobody goes to their games. I got to go to a game, actually. When I get back from Myrtle Beach, I'll go to a game because I like taking the Bright Line down to Miami, drop your car off, pay for parking, jump on the Bright Line, go watch a game, go back on. It's pretty smooth. Pay $10 for a ticket because they're trying to give those tickets
Stephen
away.
A. Smith saying Tyreek Hill smoking weed. Because of what he said, bro. Like, who cares, bro?
Stephen A. Smith probably smokes so much weed.
Bro, he's got to, bro.
He's such a fraud, right? He seems like somebody that smokes weed. And it's like,
no way.
First of all, I get that. When that was a big deal like 10, 12 years ago, like lay off the weed and all that. But like now we've changed as a society where we think of weed way different. He needs to drop that gimmick.
Yeah, he did it today, I think. He's like, oh, you got Tyreek Hill talking about, Patrick Mahomes, the guy. You went to 4 straight AFC championships, back-to-back Super Bowls. You won a championship. And you want to say that Tua, a guy you haven't played with and, haven't played one preseason game, is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes? I don't know if he does this, but stay off the weed. Like, bro.
He's annoying.
Stop, bro. Just stop. Stop.
All right, let's end it on that.
Smoke weed every day.
Free my boy Jeff Hardy.
Django. Django.
Episode 27, Elvis Escobar, Fort Sama. Enter the lab, exit the lab. Peace.